I'll start with a quick review for this book/course, How Conversation Works. I'll give this book 4. I always give it a 3, but I really like the fact that it's short, concise, straight to the point. Definitely some good information there. Good professor overall. I felt that maybe one or two of the lectures were not directly related, but overall I enjoyed it and learned some information out of it. So 4 out of 5. Let's see the notes. When answering a question, we should bring on new topics to the conversation in order to keep the conversation going. We need to add more information. We need to bring more, not just say what do you do. Just say like your profession. Just maybe add a little more about it to give a little more juice, a little more topics. On average, women pick up more topics compared to men. Pick up means that you offer the topic in a way. Women pick more of them versus when compared to men. It often takes multiple exchanges to end a conversation. It's like, okay, bye bye. It's interesting. It's how it works exactly, but it go back and forth. Sometimes more or less, but oftentimes it's just a lot of exchanges. Good observation. Direct speech is when speech is used literally. Indirect speech is when inference is used. That's the difference between direct to indirect speech. Direct would be when you literally do A, B, or C. Indirect would be inference. It would not be direct. Indirect situation. Direct speech come across as more authoritative, while indirect speech is more collaborative. When that's direct is more do this. Indirect speech is maybe we should, and that's one of the ways, and you can go like around and around in a way, but it's more collaborative. When offering advice, we need to remember that it's a form of imposing something. I think that's a very interesting idea here. That when we offer advice, which we do offer oftentimes, we need to remember that it's a form of imposing something. That's one of the reasons people not always into getting advice, because it oftentimes imposing something. They're not interested in it. And we need to understand that when we do give advice, that people are not always interested in it. It's imposing something that they haven't asked for. Unless if they ask for it, it's something different. But sometimes we just offer advice unsolicitedly. Side note, some parts are not about how conversation works. So that's what I said in the review part. Some of it is not directly related to how conversation works. Presentation should be more in a form of a conversation, not just an information, more like we actually have a conversation with the audience. Not easy to do always, but it makes it more engaging. Men tend to engage in report talk, which is reporting events, for example, while women tend to engage in rapport talk, which focuses more on communication. That's the differences between a report to a rapport talk. Interesting distinction, interesting terminology here. Report talk is reporting, literally reporting something, what happened in an event, while women engage more in rapport talk, focuses more on the communication. It's that the information that part is not as necessary. It's just a communication device. It's a continuation in a way. Some conversations are more a report, and therefore the actual information is not the actual what's important. The connection is. Answering fine would interrupt the process. Sometimes ask you how was work, and we need to understand that sometimes it's not a report. You say fine because there's nothing to report. However, maybe this is more of a report talk here, and a report talk would be the answering fine will break the process because they're looking for a report, which is a communication. Just say the information is not important. Just you can say whatever, anything that happened, it doesn't matter. Eye contact requires some brain power, and therefore, when thinking hard, we tend to look away. Eye contact does take some brain power because we need to analyze what's going on. And when we need to think about something, we often look away and we need to talk because we need that bandwidth in a way to do something else. So that is for the notes. I think it's 4 out of 5. I'll give this book course some interesting ideas, and I really like the fact that it's short, concise, straight to the point. I like it. Thank you.